Welcome, welcome, Luminary. Can you believe it is already December 2023? I wish I could say that things are slowing down for the holidays. Alas, they're about to accelerate even more. However, you can opt out and take a stand to find your calm and stillness so that you can recommit to your mission and purpose in December. All right, listen in. Welcome to Star-Powered Astrology for Changemakers. I'm Leslie Tagorda, your guide, a Hawaii-born Filipino-Jewish astrologer who loves navigating visionaries like you through the spiritual journey of your work so that you can be inspired to lead by your chart and become the luminary leader you were born to be. Welcome back, Luminary. We have a few more episodes to drop before December ends. December is so busy. Every year I promise myself, I'm not gonna go crazy. I'm gonna like pull it in and rein it in. I'm gonna make things easy. And I'm looking at all the things that I'm working on right now, and I'm just like, what did I do to myself? Again. Oh, this Sagittarius energy is just like so big. Just wants to do all the things. I want to say all the yeses. And I'm just one single human being trying to get it all done. But, it is what it is. So this episode is getting dropped on November 30th, which means that this is the one of the last few days for our early bird rate to join into Star Powered Circle for 2024. Now, I said one of the last days. If you've been reading the marketing materials, I said that the last day for early bird pricing was going to be November 30th. But surprise, I'm going to extend that one more day to December 1st because who was the crazy person that decided to release and open up Star Powered Circle as well as put on astrology panel on December 1st, all of the same week. And within Circle, also delivering on a training for Chiron and wounded leadership. Like, what sane person does that? What did I do? But you know what? We're getting it through. Thank you, Jeff, for supporting me. Thank you, Jamira. Thank you, everybody who's already purchased the Star Powered Circle for 2024. Thank you for everyone who's already purchased their Astrobrand, signed up for Astrobrand certification. You know, it's all moving. It's all going. I'm laughing at myself as I'm not walking my talk as I say, let's opt out of all the hustle. And then I do this hustle to myself. Oh, well, here we go. Lesson learned. Well, so two things first. So December 1st, if you are listening to this on November 30th and you want to hear me and five esteemed astrologers talk about what's coming up in 2024, and I hope you do want to join in that live and ask your questions, you can still register for that panel for 2024. Head on over to starpowered.com/panel. It is pay what you can. And then, like I said, there's one last day to sign up for Star Powered Circle with our early bird rates. Jeff and I and Jamira, another teammate, we really planned out an amazing 2024. And I could tell you all the wonderful things. Maybe you're on my email list and currently getting my 5 favorite things about Star Powered Circle. But I want to share a little bit why I created Star Powered Circle. I hate calling it a membership because it's not. It's so much more than a membership. It is a global community. I wanted to bring people together over the love of astrology, the love of change making, the love of leadership, to grow, to learn, to co-create, to work with each other, to inspire each other all across the globe. That was my vision. My vision to share the Astrobrand method and all of its wisdom and power in us being able to know ourselves at just such a deep level that we can tap into our inner trust and go the way that we are meant to go, and to support, to hold space for this amazing group. Now, this 2023 has been absolutely amazing. I know that so many people have rejoined, and thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. It's really, I hear the comments that you leave for me when we're at the end of a star hours, or the end of a new moon ceremony, or at the end of a one-on-one meeting. I hear it when you say, thank you for holding space. Thank you for pushing me when I need to be pushed. Thank you for backing off when I need to be backed off. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And what I like to remind, the participants is that thank you for allowing me to guide you in this way, because this is a co-creative process. If you weren't here wanting to hear this guidance, having the desires and the dreams and going after what you want, there would be no co-creation like we are doing here. Spirit is involved, our highest selves are involved, we are involved in co-creating this beautiful new world. And in 2024, we are really much more opening up to this idea of collective leadership. And what that means is we each need to know what we are here to do that is star charted, what we are so good at that we don't need to copy, we don't need to compare, we don't need to second guess. All of this is written in the stars. So if you want to join me and join this amazing global community, this is your last chance to get those early bird rates for only $111 a month. And I know I'm saying only $111, and maybe $111 is just too much for you. I understand. But this price point is one of the lowest price points that I can give to you to cover all of the costs of my team, of our creation, of all of the tools that we need to run the community. Now, I do have scholarships available. So if you are like, I really, really, really want this and I can't afford $111, please come in. If $111 seems like a little bit of a stretch and you really want it, I want you to trust in yourself, because sometimes the universe is simply waiting for you to take a leap on investing in yourself and in your work to see your own brilliance so that you can be star powered. So please join in at that early bird rate of $111 for Star Powered Circle. $111 a month gets you 3 monthly meetups a month. It gets you 3 live trainings over the year. It gets you star hours with me, new moon ceremonies with me, Mercury Retrograde classes, an amazing global community, and an Astro Brand library. So much astrology, branding, and goodness so that we can all rise up to the openings of 2024 and become collective leaders, changing the faces of leadership. Head on over to starpowered.com/circle. This is your last chance to get in those early bird rates. After the early bird rates, the rates double and you can join in for a trimester, so 4 months. But if that's for you, let me know. We'll get you in. All right, my friends, let's talk about December. So, as I was saying, I wish that I could tell you that things would calm down. And what I'm really feeling from the astrology of December 2023 is that things are still whipping up. We've had all of that challenge and the change and the expansion and the stretch and the cracking open ever since the eclipse season, this last eclipse season. And we've been pushed to our limits. And December, the energies keep on amping up. There are just, we have a lot of different planetary shifts. So, we all know our Mercury retrogrades, and we can know just how things shift and move when we have that Mercury retrograde. But December is really highlighted by 3 planetary shifts. So at the beginning of the year, we have Neptune retrograde, which is mostly really, really subtle. Like Neptune, we don't get the 1-2 punches that like Pluto or Saturn can give us. Neptune just kind of adds a little bit of like a little fog and fantasy, maybe some avoidance. Well, Neptune retrograde is ending at the beginning of the month. So we have that one planetary shift. Then by the time we get to the new moon, then we have our Mercury retrograde. So we have another planet changing directions. And then by the end of the year, we have Jupiter again shifting. And so in the space space of 4 weeks, and not even talking about January, the very beginning of the year, where now Uranus changes again. We're in this place where planets are shifting energies. They're not all yet changing signs. We're waiting for 2024 and 2025 for these outer planets to shift into their new signs, which is going to be a whole nother opening. But we can kind of feel stuck in a place where I don't drive stick shift, but I've sat in this kind of car that was a stick shift trying to go like up a big hill. Like are you going forward? Are you going backwards? Are we stopping? Are we going? That's really kind of the overview of December. However, because we don't know which way we're going, backwards, forward, stop, starts, this is really a time to say, okay, you know what? There's all of these winds of change. Maybe some people call it chaos that is like revolving all around us. And we can choose to give ourselves a hug, to put our feet onto the ground, to take a deep breath, to push our energy out, to create a protective bubble and say, you know what? I am going to be okay. I am going to find the stillness and the wisdom within myself to recommit to my own mission and purpose. Saturn and Jupiter are really involved with December's astrology, and with that Mercury retrograde to redo, to reorganize, it is really asking us to rethink and recommit, not to just our Sagittarian Jupiter purpose, our big why, but to activate that purpose by doing something about it. And that what you do about your purpose now becomes your mission. So this month, the vibes, if we can like really center and touch our feet to the ground, and I truly mean that, touch our feet to the ground. Maybe, like you have your comfy cozy socks on, and you're in the northern hemisphere where things are cold, put your socks on and just like feel the floor underneath your feet. Or if you're in the southern hemisphere and it's warm, and you get to take your socks off and like dig your toes into the sand or the earth, this grounding is going to give you devotion, determination, and optimism. Okay, so let's take a look. So remember, December, we made it through another entire 12 months. You've made your daily choices to get where you are now. Maybe you've had to react to things coming at you because this year has been with so many surprises. But I hope that you are feeling accomplished, because take a beat, take a look at all that you have accomplished. Whew. Now, I said take a beat. This is choice to carve out space and reflect and restore so that you can reignite for your year ahead. Now, I'm giving you this medicine just as much as I'm giving this to myself, because have I taken a beat? Not exactly, but moment to moment, I'm reminding myself to take a deep breath. It's gonna be okay. I'm not feeling resigned, even though I've done some kind of ridiculous things and I'm going, oh my gosh, Leslie, really again? It's okay. Life is an experiment. Hopefully, we get it after a couple of tries. If we don't, we keep on trying, because that's what it means to be a leader. That's what it means to take strategic risks and to do these leaps of faith, to be a change maker, to be a business owner, to be an entrepreneur, to be a leader, to redefine your desired outcomes, to redirect your energy and try again. Right? Because you are a change maker, continually, infinitely refining, redesigning for where you are right now. Now, as I was saying, in December, with all of these planetary movements and shifts, we are really truly being able, like, asked to hold space, to rise above the noise. Now, that Neptune shifts forward in that very first week of December. I'm looking up at my calendar here just to double check. That Neptune retrograde ends on December 6th at Pisces of 24 degrees. But, Neptune being way out there, being a really subtle but profound planet, even though it's moving, changing directions, you've already feeling this. like Neptune has essentially come to a complete stop. It's going to be sitting on this 24 degrees of Pisces for a little while. So if you have anything in those mutable signs of those late degrees, whew, you're really feeling this. Oh, I just said that. I'm like, oh yeah, Leslie, hello. You have all of these late degrees of mutable. Yeah, okay, yeah, thanks. I understand now. Um, and then when we have our new moon on December 12th, our beautiful Jupiter new moon, and I'll of course have an entire episode about this Jupiter new moon. And earlier today I was on a Zoom with the one and only Colette Baron Reed. She invites me every once in a while to her Oracle Oracle community membership. It's like so amazing, and we talk about the moons and the lunations. And so the December new moon is totally on my mind. But because of that December new moon ruled by Jupiter, but also happening the day of that Mercury retrograde. Now, if you're trying to run around and do all of the things that the holidays require of you, and yes, I hear, Leslie, I hear myself giving myself my own medicine. That new moon, if you don't slow down, it's gonna be like a train going full speed and just hitting a wall. So make sure to carve out time on December 12th, make space of that Mercury retrograde, make space for that sacred honoring of the new moon in Sagittarius. It's such a beautiful time for a reflection. Now, one of the things I just wanted to mention is like typically at the end of the year, we might be planning for the new year. This year, I want you to really appreciate and savor and reflect on everything that you've accomplished. There'll be better times for planning once we get into January. Again, just because of all of these stops and turns in this Mercury retrograde, I think not I think, I know that when you are doing the reflections of all that you've achieved or haven't yet achieved, or what you need to really recommit to yourself because you're looking at all the things you did and all the things that have been left undone, you're like, ooh, all these things, these are the things that I really want to recommit to. So that reflection time is really going to help you with discerning what do you want to put onto your intentions and goals for 2024. You don't want to overdo it. We're still in a place of sustainability with both Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in the panel that I have coming up on December 1st, that Jupiter and Uranus. I'm really looking forward to that. So when we have a month like December with all of these stops, it can definitely feel discombobulating. But as I mentioned at the very beginning, choose, intentionally choose to make space, to carve out time for stillness. If this means like blocking out parts of your calendar so nobody can schedule things, or this means like scheduling downtime, nap time, acupuncture time, or, just like staring at the wall time, feet up against the wall, this is going to be amazing. Now, it's not so easy to slow down. It's probably really uncomfortable, right? Because of all of the noise of the holiday season and maybe all of the noise of society that says that you're not worth it if you're not working. Okay. So to face that, to really be able to get underneath that, where those stories come from, and claim, choose your space for you, give that gift to yourself. Now, back to that new moon in Sagittarius that coincides with our final Mercury retrograde. This is a time for reflection and recalibration. Yes, you want to be setting your new moon intentions in Sagittarius, but it's based on reflections and recalibrations because like I was been mentioning, as a very Jupiterian person, I have, Sagittarius moon and I have my sun conjunct Jupiter. I have a ton of Sagittarius in my chart. It's just like I like to go big, but sometimes we go too far. And it's at those edges where you are going to find the most wisdom. Yes, the most challenge, but pause and look back where you need to shift and recommit, maybe even pull back. There's no shame in that. There's no judgment for what you didn't yet get to create, because I'm sure it's been a wild year of all kinds of ups and downs and left turns and right turns. It's absolutely okay if you haven't yet accomplished what you set out to, because as we go through this Mercury retrograde throughout the new year, this is your chance to redo. Now, after the new moon, we have, of course, solstice. And solstice happens when the sun enters Capricorn on December 21st, our winter holiday. And this year, the solstice coincides with the midway point of that Mercury retrograde. Remember that when the Mercury and the sun meet at that midway point of a retrograde, it is a combust. It's like a full moon version of that Mercury. So Mercury is, we can't see it because of the sun, but it's like really, really a blaze of light, a blaze of understanding, a blaze of recognition and illumination, on top of the solar standstill that is the solstice. It indeed will be quite an energy to behold. So remember, to behold is to be still, so that you can hold on and absorb this frequency. If you are an early bird for Star Powered Circle and signing up, I'm having a special solstice ceremony so that we can all behold together. Now, those final days between Christmas and New Year's, generally they tend to be quiet. Generally, most people are not working. Maybe they're spending time with family. Maybe they have some holidays. And yes, definitely carve out some time for stillness, because in the cosmos, there's really not much time for stillness, because right after a week, shortly after the solstice on December 26th, the day after Christmas, we have our full moon, the big spirit moon in her home sign of Cancer. It's vast, it's brilliant. And this full moon asks you to be the master of your destiny and emotional security. This is going to be our second full moon in Cancer, as well as the 13th full moon of 2023. And this full moon reminds you that you are here to be a leader, and that to be a leader means to take risks. And to take risks, to trailblaze, takes trust in yourself. And that trust comes from your rooted emotional security, tapped into your inner wisdom. You got this. I love thinking about this full moon, the full moon in Cancer that we started off in January of 2023, and now the second full moon in Cancer, these bookends of the year. So beautiful to reflect on the emotional growth, the safety and the validation that we've created within ourselves, so that we can go in and be our most truest inner wise sage. Now, as we head out to this close, the last week of 2023, we welcome Jupiter. Jupiter comes to a standstill at that 5 degrees of Taurus mark. If you remember that 5 degrees of Taurus mark, that was where the lunar eclipse happened at the end of October. Now, that end of October, that lunar eclipse was really about peeling back and letting go and exposing all of the parts of us that don't yet feel worthy, that feel that we have to be transactional, that we can't yet receive. And so Jupiter, as it shifts gears, we can be thankful for everything that we've uncovered that opens up to our receptivity. The one key that opens us up to our receptivity comes back to Jupiter. It is gratitude, being grateful for all of the challenges that you had to face that gave you all of the gifts and wisdoms and lessons that you are here to contribute. Being thankful for that you can go and explore all of your dreams. Being thankful that you've connected the dots and got a chance to experiment this year. Now, Jupiter at that 5 degrees of Taurus mark, Jupiter is going to be turning direct and kind of speeding through Taurus through 2024 as Jupiter then ends up in Gemini in 2024. It's like, woo, that happened fast. For now, as Taurus as Jupiter retraces its steps, remember that Jupiter in Taurus is about that sustainable aspect of Taurus. What I mean about the sustainability of Taurus is that we are here to go slow. We are here to savor. We are here to enjoy the pleasure. To savor is really a testament to being grateful, to make space to enjoy, to make space to receive. And so even if you've been growing slowly, forget about people who are going viral or making millions or have 1,000, 10,000 likes. Who cares? Right? Sustainable growth is for longevity. Sustainable growth gives you your enoughness to make slow, consistent, long-term growth is beautiful. It is sustainable. It is where your values and your embodiments are now grounded in you, because this Jupiter in Taurus reminds you that you are so beyond worthy. Jupiter at this point in the sky at that 5 degrees of Taurus mark reminds you that all that you've endured this year, all that you've endured has added to your purpose, your creation, and your value. So my friends, that is an overview of just kind of week by week, all the things that are going into December, our last month. Again, Mercury enters Capricorn on December 1st. It's only going to stay there for a little while. Then Venus enters Scorpio on December 4th. We have that Neptune retrograde ending on at Pisces of 24 degrees on December 6th. Then on December 12th, we have both the new moon in Sagittarius as well as Mercury retrograde beginning in Capricorn. Solstice is on December 21st when the sun enters Capricorn. Mercury retrograde re-enters Sagittarius the day after. And then Venus joins in Sagittarius in December 29th. And then finally, I missed the full moon in Cancer on December 26th. And then lastly, Jupiter ends its retrograde on December 30th. So lots of things going on in December. So it's been such an honor serving you this year. Thank you for allowing me to guide you in this way. Again, your invitation, if you want to join Star Powered Circle, an amazing global community of leaders, astrology lovers, where I'm guiding you through the Astrobrand method, head on over to starpowered.com/circle. There's still one more day of early bird pricing. And then if you want to learn what's happening in the cosmos of 2024 with me and 5 amazing astrologers, we have Malada Sachek, Ishel Lunar, Narayana Montufar, Celeste Brooks, and Wade Caves. Come hear us discuss the astrology of 2024 and ask your questions. This is pay what you can. There is no minimum. So come in and join us on December 1st. If that's interesting to you, head on over to starpowered.com/panel. All right, my friends, thank you again. We'll talk soon. As a human design projector, my energy shines more brightly because of people like you who share my work. If you enjoy this podcast and want to help build a movement of innovative astrology and leadership and spark the intuitive revolution, please rate and review this podcast on Apple Podcasts, or better yet, share this podcast with your change-making besties. We will all shine brighter together as we create the future we